He checks every street, the pot's 86 bucks, and on the river, he finally leads 10. So I blast it to 60. And he calls me with bottom pair for threes, 3-4 offsuit, out of position, and a raised pot after checking every street. And that's when I lost it.
What the is going on here? The bad players just call with bottom pair. They call 9,000 more with.
Welcome back, guys. It started as a normal 1-2 session, just me, a $400 buy-in, and big dreams. Then the deck turned on me, and the tilt took over. And somewhere in the chaos, I became Phil Hellmuth Jr. No players were harmed, just one hero's mental stability. Before the tilt begins, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps keep the dream alive. We're in middle position with Jack 10 of clubs, a hand that plays great multi-way and can make the nuts. So we bump it up to 15. The low jack and high jack both call. Pretty wide ranges at this table. And the small blind comes along too. 4 ways to a $62 flop, and it comes 8 of hearts, ace of spades, king of diamonds. Not exactly a board we can do much with. The ace smashes the caller's range, lots of ace-x and Broadway hands in there. So I check, and everyone checks behind. The turn brings the queen of diamonds, and that's the dream. We turn to nuts. The board's now connected with the flush draw. The small blind leads for 25. His line looks like a 1-pair hand or maybe a draw. So we just flat and keep all the weaker hands in. Low jack and high jack both fold. And let's hope for a clean river. River's the 3 of clubs. Total brick. Small blind fires 25 again. Looks like thin value or a blocker bet. So we go for it and raise to 60. He thinks about it, ends up making the call. We roll over the nuts, and he quickly mucks. A $232 pot headed our way. Not a bad way to start the session.
I was going to say, you haven't.
Bend the big blind and peel back the dream. Pocket aces. Under the gun opens to 10. That's usually a pretty strong range. We're talking big pairs, maybe ace-queen, maybe king-queen suited. Middle position calls, cutoff calls, and now I'm thinking we got a lot of middling pairs, suited connectors, maybe some I just want to see a flop specials. I bump it up to 50 trying to isolate. But this is the home game. The logic has officially left the building. Under the gun instantly rips it in for 59 total. The cutoff calls, which I mean, if that doesn't scream small pair or suited Broadway, I don't know what does. I toss in the extra 9, and here we go. 3 ways, almost 200 in the middle. The flop comes queen of spades, 2 of hearts, 6 of spades. This board's actually pretty safe for me. Only sets and weird 2-pair combos crush us, and there aren't many of those in its range unless he's actually calling all-ins with pocket deuces, which, spoiler alert, he is. I check, cutoff bets 20. I flat to keep the bluffs in. The turn's the king of diamonds. I check, and then he jams for 100. I think about it and then snap it off. He rolls over pocket twos for the set. Unreal. I shake my head, grin, and say, "One time, dealer." And in the river,
Idiot players call races with queen 10. They don't even know how to spell poker. Called a race with queen 10, honey.
428 headed our way. The poker gods finally show a little mercy, but around here, they always want it back later.
Honey, I was supposed to go broke on that hand, honey. Except they forgot one thing. I can dodge bullets, baby.
We're on the button with queen jack of clubs, and middle position opens to 15. He instantly gets 2 cold callers. Sitting on the button with a strong suited Broadway hand, this is the perfect spot to apply pressure. I stick in the 3-bet squeeze, trying to isolate one player or even take it down pre-flop. Both early position and mid position fold. Only the low jack decides to make the call, and we go heads up with $153 in the middle. The flop comes the queen of hearts, the 2 of diamonds, and the 6 of hearts. We have top pair with a decent kicker. He checks, and I go for a $40 continuation bet for value and protection. I'm not trying to blast him off yet, just deny equity from hands like 9s, 10s, suited or smaller pairs. He calls and the pot jumps to 233. The turn pairs the board with the 2 of hearts. It also brings in the flush draw. He checks again, and this time I decide to check it back for pot control. Without a heart in my hand, I'm not loving the idea of barreling off when the flush gets there, and I'm not sure what worse hands can really call 2 streets here anyways. The river comes the 2 of spades, triple pairing the board. He checks a 3rd time, and I think there's still some thin value to be had from a smaller pocket pair. I toss out 75. He calls and rolls over queen 7. We both show queens and chop it up. Not exactly the outcome I was after, but I'll take it.
Nice hand, buddy.
Nice hand, buddy. Where's my blow up?
This game's officially gone off the rails. Nobody's folding pre-flop anymore. 5 players, 6 players to every pot, raises getting called down like it's bingo night. So when I look down at ace-4 offsuit on the button, I figure why not? 11 to win 45. We're getting 5 to 1 on a call, and we've got position. That's a price I'm happy to pay. We go 5 ways to a $56 pot, and the flop comes king of hearts, 10 of diamonds, 2 of hearts. The blinds check, and the middle position fires out 15. Low jack calls, and I'm getting 6.5 to 1 on a call. Easy pill on the button. Let's see one more. Pot's now 101, and the turn brings the ace of clubs, giving us top pair. The middle position leads for the same $15 bet, which is less than 1/7 of the pot. Basically a donation at this point. I'm getting nearly 8 to 1, and I'm not folding top pair for that price. Low jack calls again, and I come along too. The pot's now 146, and the river brings the 4 of hearts, giving us 2 pair but completing the front door flush. They both check to me, and I know these guys can't resist a small bet, so I size down to just $20, making it look like I'm just trying to buy the pot. Sure enough, they both call. The pot's now 186, and I roll over ace-4 for 2 pair. Low jack shows pocket queens, and middle position shows king 3, and we scoop it. Moral of the story, when the game's gone wild and they're handing you odds like these, with 5 to 1, you only need 19% equity. With 6.5 to 1, you need barely 15%. And with 8 to 1, you only need 13%. Where you're getting prices like that, you take them. We're in middle position with ace-queen offsuit, the ace of hearts and the queen of clubs. Under the gun opens to 15, and I decide to crank up the pressure. I make it 40 to go. Then Travis cold calls, and Ed isn't backing down. He drops the 4-bet to 80. I'm not ready to let it go just yet. I toss in the call, and Travis tags along. We're 3 ways to the flop, and there's already 258 in the middle. The board comes jack of diamonds, 5 of spades, 3 of diamonds. It checks to Ed, who fires 50. It's 50 to win 308, and about 6 to 1 on the call. So we only need around 14% equity to pill one off. I make the call, and Travis comes along too. 408 in the pot. The turn's the 4 of clubs, and surprisingly, it checks all the way through. The river brings the 7 of clubs. I check, and Travis leads out for 100. Ed quickly folds, and with just ace high, I can't justify it. I let it go, and Travis, being the gentleman he is, flips over pocket 6s. Nice hand. He drags a solid pot his way.
Did you choke? On this one?
We're under the gun in this 10-handed madness and look down at ace-king offsuit, clubs and spades. We bump it up to 20, and of course, 4 people call. So we're already looking at a $102 pot going multi-way. The flop comes 9 of hearts, 8 of hearts, 7 of clubs. Not exactly the board we were hoping for with ace-king. I decide to start with the check, and Bob leads out for $6. Yeah, 6. That's not gonna last long, Bob. He gets 1 caller, 1 fold, and then the small blind raises to 30. Now the pot's 142, and I've got to call 30. Looking back, this is just one of those spots where I should be folding and moving on. But the tilt's creeping in. I'm frustrated, it's 10-handed, everyone's loose, and I'm over here floating flops and breaking turns like it's my job. So we're still 4 ways to the turn, and the dealer drops the 2 of clubs. Small blind leads again for 35, and this time I just tilt fold aggressively. We're done with it. Bad poker, bad discipline, on to the next one. We're in middle position with ace-jack of clubs and bump it up to 20. Next to act calls, low jack calls, hijack calls, everybody else gets out the way. 4 of us see a flop with 85 in the middle. Flop comes 8 of diamonds, 5 of spades, 9 of diamonds. Not much for us. 2 overs and some back doors, so we check it around. The hijack finally takes the lead for 25. We make the call. Then the player in the middle position rips it for 34 total, the world's smallest jam. Right as that happens, the whole table erupts because of Game 7 World Series.
Grand Salami! It's over his head! The World Series is up! Oh my
Wow. 33.
Back to poker. We both complete, and we're 3-handed to the turn with the dry side pot. Turn is the jack of hearts. Finally, we hit top pair, top kicker. I lead into a dry side pot for 75, and the hijack fold. River comes the ace of diamonds, giving us top 2 pair. We flip it over. Walker flips over king 10 for, well, absolutely nothing. I'll take it. One hand of poker, one hand of baseball, and a nice little pot to calm the tilt. On the button and look down at king of diamonds, jack of clubs. The cutoff opens to 20, and like everyone's done all night, we get a parade of callers. 7 players to the flop, 143 in the middle, and the board comes out 8 of clubs, king of spades, 8 of spades. Finally, we hit a little piece. Under the gun +1 leads out for 50. Middle position calls, and we come along with top pair. Pot's now 253. The turn's the 10 of clubs, adding some backdoor draws. The middle position fires 100, and we've got top pair decent kicker, so we're not folding just yet. We make the call. The pot's now 453 going to the river, and it peels off the jack of diamonds. We just improved to kings and jacks 2 pair. Flush draw bricks, and he tosses out another 100. At this point, I'm tilted, frustrated, and mentally exhausted.
There's no way the fucking 8 could hit him. I bet 4,000 at the club. There's no fucking way.
I stick in the call, and he turns over 8-5 offsuit. I sit there in my Phil Hellmuth tracksuit trying not to explode. 7 ways to a flop, and this guy wins a $753 pot with 8-5 offsuit.
One.
Oh, what the Oh,
well
I called
done.
the race with frickin' 8.
This is the Valley of Unhappiness.
Man,
Hellmuth not happy with the Lilquist call of his pre-flop raise.
moronic players are the worst players.
There are
I've
actually
ever
new
played
rules in
against
place to
every
prevent
day.
player abuse. It's the Phil Hellmuth rule.
We pick up pocket queens in middle position, finally a real hand. But at this table, if you bank at 25, you'll get a family reunion. So I crank it up to 50, because apparently that's what it takes just to thin the herd tonight. And actually, everyone folds. I win $3. We're in the big blind, just added on another 400 and look down at ace-5 of spades. Small blind opens to 16. We make the call. Under the gun +2 calls, and the button comes along. 4 ways to a $66 flop. The board comes 2 of spades, 4 of diamonds, 7 of spades. The small blind checks, and with the nut flush draw, we take the lead for 15. Under the gun calls, the button gets out of the way, the small blind calls. 3 to the turn, with 109 in the middle. The turn is the king of clubs. Small blind checks again. We decide to keep the pressure on. We bet 55 into 109, about half pot. Both players quickly fold. Sometimes the only way we're winning pots tonight is without seeing a river. Take it. So Rob, our dealer on break, sits down and immediately needles me about getting pots heads up. He opens to $61. So fine. I put on the tracksuit and join the circus with 3-4 of spades. Welcome to the fucking game.
60.
I'm gonna show you what it feels like. Cutoff calls, button calls, we go 4 ways. I told him this game won't go heads up. The pot's 250 and the flop comes queen of spades, deuce of hearts, 9 of spades. We flop a spade draw. Rob leads for 150. With 2 players still behind, I'm not here to flat and pray. Here's the math. After his bet, there's roughly 400 out there. If I jam and Rob calls, that's 344 effective. The final pot is about 938. So the break-even equity on that shove is risk divided by the risk plus reward. So 344 divided by 938 is roughly 36 to 37% equity needed. A naked 9-out flush draw on the flop is basically 35% versus 1 pair with 2 cards to come. You add in fold equity, Rob can still let go of some non-nutted queen draws, and this shove prints or is at least break even when he snaps with top pair. The cutoff and button both fold and get out of the way. Rob indeed does stick in the call. He tells me he has pocket aces, and I let him know I'm on a flush draw. He decides to run it twice. Top board, 4 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. Bottom board, king of diamonds, ace of clubs. No love. We brick both, and Rob drags this $938 pot. Sometimes you make the right semi-bluff and the deck says no. I'll live with it. This is the fun I signed up for tonight.
Yeah.
Final hand of the night, and we're clearly running out of patience because we call a raise with 2-4 offsuit from the hijack. Yeah, it's time to go home. The button bumps it up to 17, and somehow 5 players call. So we're six-handed to a $104 pot. We're basically playing bingo at this point. Flop comes ace, 5, 3. Yep, we just opened with absolute trash and hit the stone nuts. Maybe I've been playing the wrong hands all night. The low jack bets 15 into 104, practically a tip jar, and I just flat, which is criminal in a six-way pot, but it's my last hand, I'm tired, and I've already emotionally cashed out. Let's keep the table in. Everybody else calls, so we're at 194 going to the turn, and it peels off a rough one, the 6. So we now have the second nuts. It checks to me, and I fire 35, and somehow everyone calls. The pot's now 404, and I'm praying for a clean river. The river is the 9 of spades, so we get downgraded to the third nuts. It checks to me, and I say screw it all. I'm all in for 79. The button snap calls. The pot's 562. Let's see if we hold.
I got second nuts. Fold. What's the first? Where's the 79?
7, 8.
Damn!
Brutal. What a day.
And just like that, the poker gods remind me who's really in charge. We finally hit a miracle straight with 2-4 offsuit, the kind of hand you only play when you've mentally clocked out. We lick our wounds and live to fight another day, because at the end of the night, you can't win them all. But you can make one hell of a story out of it.